Okay, real talk. How much money would someone need to pay you to say a single word? $100? 1,000? Well, some Hollywood stars have made over $1 million for doing exactly that. And today, I'm going to show you how some of the biggest names in the business absolutely gamed the system and made insane money for basically showing up. Marlon Brando. Let's start with the absolute legend of finessing Hollywood, Marlon Brando. By 1978, this guy was cinema, the godfather himself. So when Superman came knocking, Brando didn't just negotiate. He basically robbed them. He got $3.7 million for 13 days of work. Already insane, right? But wait, it gets better. He also locked in 11.75% of the film's gross profits. Do the math, and Brando walked away with $19 million for less than 20 minutes on screen. And the wildest part? He didn't even bother learning his lines. He literally read them off cue cards taped to baby Superman's diaper. I mean, respect the hustle. Julia Roberts. Now, if Brando wrote the playbook, Julia Roberts perfected it. 2010. She's America's sweetheart, biggest female star in the world. Valentine's Day was your typical romantic comedy ensemble film, right? Roberts shows up for 6 minutes. That's it. And gets paid $3 million. Let that sink in. That's $500,000 per minute of screen time. Oh, and she also quietly slipped in a 3% profit clause. Total haul? Around $14 million. For a glorified cameo. Iconic. George Clooney. But here's where it gets interesting. Sometimes the biggest risk pays off the hardest. George Clooney and Gravity, 2013. The studio thought this movie was gonna tank. They didn't want to pay Clooney his usual fee. So what does he do? He makes a BET. $0 up front. Instead, he and the director took a cut of the profits. Clooney's only in the first 15 minutes of the movie. Then Gravity made over $723 million worldwide. That gamble? It earned Clooney more than $70 million. Not bad for floating in space. Space for a bit. Vin Diesel. Okay, but Vin Diesel? This dude played 4D Chess Point 2006. Fast and Furious was dead. Tokyo Drift bombed so hard that Universal literally begged Diesel to come back for a 2-minute cameo just to save face. Diesel said, "Sure, but I'm not taking money." Instead, he demanded the full rights to the Riddick franchise, something the studio thought was completely worthless. They said yes. That 2-minute scene is now considered one of the most lopsided trades in Hollywood history. Diesel built an entire empire off that deal. Sean Connery. Now, not every story here is about the bag. Sometimes it's about heart. Sean Connery's surprise cameo as King Richard in Robin Hood. Prince of Thieves? 2 days of work. $250,000. Solid paycheck. But Connery, legendary for being careful with money, donated every single penny to a Scottish hospital and other charities. Class act. Mark Hamill. And finally, the most jaw-dropping one of all, Mark Hamill. The Force Awakens, 2015. Fans waited 32 years to see Luke Skywalker again. And when he finally shows up, less than 2 minutes. 0 dialogue. Just a stare. That's it. His paycheck. Between $1 and $3 million. Compare that to the original 1977 Star Wars where he made $1,000 a week. Yeah. Times have changed. So here's the lesson. In Hollywood, it's not about how many lines you say. It's about how much power you hold. Now I gotta know, which one of these deals do you think was the smartest move? Drop a comment, let me know. And if you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe because we've got way more wild Hollywood stories coming your way.